Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. By Jeep, visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by Hebrew National Beef Hot Dogs, the better than a hot dog hot dog. Back here in Northern California's Bay Area as we welcome you inside the Coliseum here in Oakland on a spectacular night for baseball. Tigers playing Game 2 on this road trip, Game 2 in this series as well here against the Oakland Athletics. Here is how Brad Ausmus will line them up tonight. Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. A little bit of a change this evening. Ian Kinsler back to the top spot playing second base. Torrey Hunter batting second in right field, followed by Miguel Cabrera. Victor Martinez, your DH. J.D. Martinez at left. Don Kelly is at third. Pretty good numbers career against the A's. And then you've got Jackson, Avila, and Romine rounding out the Tigers starting nine.
Let's take a look at the Oakland Athletics starting defensive alignment. It's always brought to you by Tim Hortons. They've got Cespedes, Chris, and Reddick back in there tonight. Lowry, Sogard up the middle. Moss and Donaldson on the corner. And John Jaso, he is the catcher here this evening. 25 outfield assists. Third among American leaguers since 2012 for Reddick.
Tigers tonight are facing the right-handed offerings of the very talented Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray checks in with a 1.99 ERA. He is the only pitcher in the American League as a starter that has an ERA that is under 2. He's got a power fastball that moves at 93 to 95. His best pitch, however, is a breaking ball. It's a curveball. And when scouts rate this curveball on a scale of 2 to 8, they give him a 7. That's how good this pitch is. And it goes a couple different ways. It's acting like a slider. Then he has one that goes straight over the top. But he changes speeds on his breaking ball. He's got tremendous mound presence. If he's on tonight, the Tigers are going to have their work cut out for them if they're going to get a split in the first 2 games of this 4-game series.
Sonny Gray is only 24 years of age. He hails from Nashville, Tennessee. He's only 5'11", 180, so he's not a very big guy. But, boy, he packs a lot of punch in that spectacular right arm of his. Here are the predictions we have tonight for the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's new triple cheeseburger. For only $2, I've got Mad Max tonight.
Ian Kinsler, he has a very good batting average at night. As a matter of fact, about .370, which is the best in the American League.
The crew is pooling their effort tonight, and they are going with Victor Martinez. So 3 outstanding choices tonight for the Tigers Player of the Game. Well, the Tigers come into play still leading by 5, and sometimes we, I guess, lose sight of the fact they still got a pretty good lead in this division.
That's right, but they have not had a very good taste left in their mouth the last 8 days. I talked to Torrey Hunter before the game today, and he said, you know, they're going to have to fight and scratch and claw to get their way out of this little mini slump they're in. So tonight's a good test for them.
And hopefully it'll start right here in the first inning facing Sonny Gray. It'll be Kinsler and then Hunter and then Cabrera on a beautiful night for baseball here in Oakland.
And Gray, he loves his fastball, especially on first pitches to most hitters. He's not afraid.
Here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game, and Kinsler watches it sail in for a strike. And Ian, too crazy about that call.
Ian's like, is it going to be one of those nights? Really?
Apparently so.
I mean, really?
Angel Campos, the home plate umpire, says, yep, that's the way it's going to be. Kinsler has hit safely in 11 straight. He had the day off yesterday, did not play for the Tigers. Here's the 0-1. That one sails outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Most guys that have a fastball that's clocked at 94, it's a straight fastball, but you saw that last 94 delivery by Gray. It had a lot of cutter action to it.
Fouled straight back. 1-2 on Kinsler.
They say he doesn't do it by design, but apparently the way that he grips the baseball allows him to get a lot of movement on his fastball.
Kinsler has a .330 batting average. 3rd in the American League coming into play tonight. 1-2 sails high, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Tigers have 3 guys in the top 10 in hitting, and the Athletics have 3 guys in the top 10 ERA-wise in pitching.
That last fastball to 96 from Gray.
He'll get up there.
Here's the 2-2, and it's pulled on the ground to third, knocked down by Donaldson. Can he recover in time? Yes, he got him at first base. Oh, what a play by Donaldson to recover nicely. Very close at first.
Tigers will look for some breaking balls against Sonny Gray here today with 2 strikes. Ian Kinsler sitting on 1, hit that ball extremely hard down toward Donaldson, but no panic for Donaldson, who's looking to make his first All-Star team this year.
One out. That'll bring up Torrey Hunter, the Tigers' second baseman. Or I should say right fielder.
Yeah, that'd be something if Torrey's playing second.
Well, Kinsler just grounded out the second baseman. Hunter is batting .271. He was 0 for 4 in the ball game yesterday. Athletics hit 5 home runs in yesterday's contest, including a grand slam.
Get this. And Chili Davis wrote on the bulletin board yesterday before his team even got to the ballpark.
That's pulled to third over the glove of the third baseman Donaldson. Down to the corner it goes. And Torrey is on his way to second. He'll pull in with a double. 1 out, 2 base hit for Torrey Hunter. His 11th double of the season.
It's a hard breaking ball thrown there by Sonny Gray that stayed up, didn't do a whole lot because he threw it too hard. And right over the glove of Donaldson.
Here is Miguel Cabrera now.
I'll finish that story on Chili Davis when it's more appropriate. And right now we have the best hitter in baseball standing in the batter's box.
Miggy had a double in the ball game yesterday. 18 now, which is tied for most in the American League, batting .321. Tigers looking to score early in this game. I'm reading a stat where if the A's score first, I mean, they are awfully good, 20-3 when they score first.
They've got the best pitching in baseball. I mean, if you look at what their starters have done and then you add in they've got the best bullpen, at least by the numbers, when they get ahead, they don't give up those leads.
Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball foul. 1-1 on Cabrera. When you have a pitching staff like the A's do and you score first, you're going to win a lot of these games, and that's an .870 winning percentage, which leads the major leagues.
They got a good manager too, Bob Melvin. A very organized players manager. He gets the most out of his 25-man roster.
Ball low. 2-1. So we have seen the fastball from Gray here in the mid-90s here in the first inning.
And usually when he falls behind a hitter, 2 balls and 1 strike, he throws a fastball up there. But when you're looking at the best hitter in the game from the right-handed side, and you can add in left-handers too, he might just go to his breaking ball here.
Bouncing ball back up the middle into center field, base hit. Hunter will round third and score. And Miguel Cabrera has an RBI single. The Tigers have themselves an early 1-0 lead.
Sonny Gray a little bit stubborn right there. 81% of the time he throws his fastball in 2-1 counts. And he tried to sneak one by Miguel Cabrera there, and Miggy wasn't having any of that. And the Tigers, they get themselves on the board first. And really in the last 8 days, Tigers have not scored first on very many occasions.
So Cabrera gets his 43rd RBI of the season, and that's a good sign for the Tigers early in this game, scoring the game's first run, and still going here as Martinez stands in. Victor batting .341. And he looks at ball 1 high. Cabrera is second in the American League now in RBIs. Victor has knocked in 29 this season. It was 2 out of 4 in the ball game yesterday, so he just continues to swing the hot bat. He comes into this game leading the American League in batting average, and he's got himself ahead of Sonny Gray here. 2 balls and no strikes. Gray ready with the 2-0 pitch. Here it is. And it's high, 3-0. So not exactly a clean start for Sonny Gray. Here are the leaders in the American League. Kinsler is third on that list, and now Robinson Cano of Seattle. We'll see him On the tail end of this road trip, he is in second place right now, 332.
Victor, healthy lead over Robinson Cano, who was hitting for a high average but not much power, and most people have felt that when he left New York to go to the Pacific Northwest.
And that is ball 4, so Martinez gets a walk, and 3 straight Tigers have reached now. And bring up J.D. Martinez.
And Brad Ausmus elected to start J.D. Martinez here today instead of Rajai Davis. And more power for J.D. Martinez, of course, and he's a really good fastball hitter. So Brad hoping that J.D. might run into one here this evening.
Well, Martinez had a couple of homers in that Cleveland series, including a pinch hit home run late. And Brad said before the game today, I rewarded him by sitting him back on the bench.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
So he's got to get him back in there today.
That's the life of a role player.
And J.D. looks at a strike.
And he didn't start him against the soft tosser Tommy Malone, but he starts him today against the right-hander that's leading the American League in ERA. But that's usually the way that it falls.
Go get him. 255 for J.D. Tigers have a chance to add more here in the first inning. A run in on the Cabrera RBI. That's driven to the gap in right center. It's down, a base hit. Cabrera rounding third. He'll score. Martinez coming to third base. He'll stop there. J.D. Martinez with a double, and it's 2-0 Detroit. The Tigers have come out swinging the bats here this evening.
That's got to make the skipper very happy, Brad Ausmus. Usually when Sonny Gray on the mound, you would want somebody like Rajai Davis in there because he has speed and runs, could be at a premium, but he gets himself a fastball on the outside part of the plate. And look at the concentration. The head is down, nice hip rotation, and he smokes that ball into the gap.
And I'm assuming this has not happened all that often this year, but a quick visit to the mound in the very first inning for Sonny Gray. A double and an RBI for Martinez. J.D. now has driven in 11, and it's his 5th double of the year.
J.D. does not miss his fastballs, and that's one of the reasons why Brad has him in there. Gray throws quite a few fastballs.
Infield coming in a couple of steps now as Don Kelly stands in.
That is a huge run at third base right now with just 1 out sitting there for Don Kelly.
And Kelly sends a ground ball to first. Runners will hold, and fielded there by Moss for the out. So Don unable to get the run in, 2 away. And that will leave it up to Austin Jackson.
Number 14, Austin.
Well, the Tigers still, regardless, have to feel pretty good about this start. They were ambushed in the ball game yesterday. 6 runs by the time the 4th inning rolled around, and they could never recover. Jackson batting .258. Blocked at home plate nicely there by Jaso. And it all started with a 1-out double by Torrey Hunter.
And Sonny Gray in his last outing against the Tampa Bay Rays, that's an offense that's challenged. And they pitched 8 innings, gave up 5 hits in 1 earned run, and needed only 93 pitches to pitch 8 innings.
Waving a miss. Here's the other thing. Sonny Gray has a streak now of 10 consecutive starts to open the season that are quality starts.
He has emerged as the ace on this Oakland Athletics, a very talented pitching staff.
Here are the numbers in that start against the Rays.
Only 3 strikeouts. Very efficient.
Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Nice high hop there for Donaldson, and that is that for Detroit. So they'll leave a couple of runners on. They get 2, though, RBIs for Cabrera and J.D. Martinez. It all started with a Hunter double. And it's 2-0 Detroit. Mad Max on the mound tonight. Scherzer presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Well, Max had a bumpy start last time out. He gave up 7 runs. It was the worst start he's had in the last couple of years. The Tigers have staked him to a 2-run lead, and let's hope that Max can go out there and hold it. He pretty much has been the best right-hander in baseball the last couple of years.
And he is ready to go to work now as Coco Crisp stands in for the Athletics. First one from Max. Sails outside. Fastball up. 1 ball, no strikes on Coco.
Very important to keep Coco Crisp off the base paths. He hits only 240, but he's a triple threat. He plays defense. He steals bases, and he's got some power, too. 22 homers last year for Coco.
Yeah, that was a career high, and he finished the season a 20-20 guy. 22 homers and 20 steals. Scherzer ready with the 2-0. Lifted back out of play, 2-1. Coco Crisp was 1 for 4 in yesterday's opener, had an RBI. He has really struggled, though, here in the month of May, trying to get it going. He is sub 200 in May, 193. And the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 on Crisp. Scherzer has fallen behind the leadoff hitter. Here comes the 3-1 offering. And slapped toward left field, slicing, and that ball is going to drop in fair, go to the corner. It's extra bases. Crisp is motoring to second and puts on the brakes after a very aggressive and wide turn leadoff double.
Coco Crisp got himself a 3-1 fastball that was tailing away from him and stayed right with it and was hustling around second base. He was entertaining the thought of going for a triple on a ball that sliced down in the left field corner.
That would have been something.
He can really run. I talked to about 3 different people here today, and I asked all 3 of them if you could take one offensive piece from this Oakland Athletics team and go play somewhere else with you. All 3 said Coco Crisp.
Really? And Donaldson's
a
really good player.
Yeah, but they like his triple threat a bit. Look at him. There he goes.
He's going to third. The throw is in time out at third base.
Thank you.
Coco didn't waste any time, but now all he has to show for it is a jersey full of dirt.
Alex Avila now has thrown out 15 base runners. He is throwing the baseball so well this year. Tremendous footwork and tremendous accuracy throwing the ball to second, and also throwing the ball to third. He only threw out 10 all of last year. What a year he's having.
Well, we'll see if the A's now want to challenge this. Bob Melvin is out buying some time for his video crew. Here's our replay. That's really close. But Avila with a sparkling throw down to third. Yes, sir. And now they're going to challenge. So apparently the Athletics saw something they liked on the video.
It's a big play for them. If somehow they can get this call overturned, it'd be huge.
Well, it is. And normally you won't see managers use their challenge in the first inning unless A, they're really sure, or B, it's a situation like this where it's potentially a run. So we'll see if Crisp is indeed safe or out. Right now the call on the field is he is out. Crisp was 9 for 10 prior to that stolen base attempt.
He is very efficient. He's about 90% in his career with the Athletics at stealing bases successfully.
Here's a good look right here. Well, kind of hard to tell when the tag was applied in that look. Let's see if this is any more clear.
Ooh, I think he's out. Me
so?
Personally, yes.
Yeah. I don't know that it's clear cut enough to overturn this.
Right there. It's close. I kind of like the replay situation. I really do.
He's out.
But we need to give these umpires sometimes the benefit of the doubt. I mean, who, if you don't slow it down as slow as we slowed that down, are you not going to get some discrepancy in safe and out calls?
Well, that's what Brad Ausmus was saying before the game today. And by the way, the A's have lost their challenge. So that didn't work out too well for them. And you're right. I mean, we've got, as Brad said, high-definition slow-mo cameras breaking this down. And it's just unfair to criticize the umpires sometimes.
And that look that we saw there of the replays that we were given, I couldn't really see whether it was clear-cut, safe or out.
No, I couldn't either.
But the umpire saw that. Give those guys some credit.
John Jaso, the batter. So we'll see how that affects this game. The Athletics do not have a challenge now.
The Athletics, they platoon at several different positions as we look at Avila's numbers this year. 15 caught stealing, most in the majors.
The Tigers scouting report indicates that they want to shift on Jaso here. They've got Kelly, the third baseman, playing in short right field.
Norris caught yesterday. He caught the left-hander Tommy Malone against the left-handed Drew Smiley, but it's Jaso today, part of their catching platoon.
Shoot one down the left field line, foul.
The A's do a very nice job at platooning at a couple of different positions, and the platoon players that they have sitting on their bench, they're pretty good players because they anticipate giving them all about 300 at-bats a year.
Here's the 1-2. Pick up by Alex, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaso has only started against right-handed pitching this year. Therefore, he sat yesterday with the lefty Smiley going.
And they platoon in right field on occasion with Reddick. Sogard's in there today. Moss at first base today. Blanks was their first baseman yesterday.
Outside, run at full now, 3-2 on John Jaso. You don't often see catchers all that often bat in the 2 spot, but really wherever he has been utilized in that role.
He's a high on base percentage guy.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Jaso at 282 is hitting pretty well here in the month of May, although he has cooled a little bit lately. He's 327 this month. Donaldson waiting on deck. And Jaso continues to battle as he sends another souvenir back into the seats. Scherzer gave up the leadoff double to Coco Crisp, and then Coco on the very next pitch tried to steal third, and Avila cut him down. And Jaso now has put together an 8-pitch at bat. Here's number 9, and he draws a walk. That's textbook Jaso right there. 1-on-1 out. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Athletics, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Crisp, Jaso, and Donaldson are your top 3. Donaldson leading in All-Star voting at 3rd. Moss, Cespedes, and Lowry in the middle. Reddick is in the lineup tonight playing right field. Callaspo and Sogard is in the lineup tonight playing second base.
Donaldson having a solid season so far. It might be a little easier for him to make the All-Star team this year. Beltran, Texas, who started, but not having a great start this year. Miggy, he's moved over to the other side of the diamond.
And Donaldson swings on the first pitch and hits it in the air to center, not deep at all. Jackson coming in.
And while we have a moment, excuse me there, buddy. While we have a moment, let's set the Tigers' defensive alignment for you. You know Jackson is in center field. J.D. Martinez, he's in the outfield too already with a big double. And he's drove in a run. Torrey Hunter, good in the first inning as well. Kelly, Romine, Kinsler, Cabrera, they ran out the infield. And the Tigers been kicking that ball around a little bit lately. 8 errors in their last 5 games. I guess when it rains, it pours.
It does. That series against Texas, aside from the 1 win the Tigers had, really not a good homestand, albeit just a short homestand, and that was on the heels of being swept in Cleveland. But they've played better baseball on the road this year. We'll see if they can rebound from yesterday's game. It's Brandon Moss, who as well, like Jaso, draws a shift to the right side.
I was commenting earlier about Chili Davis writing on the bulletin board before his hitters came to the ballpark yesterday. Home runs kill rallies. And they went out and hit 5 home runs.
How about that?
And the reason why he said that is their approach was so poor in Toronto, where they got swept. He wanted his guys to get back to that up the middle approach and using the gaps. And even though they hit 5 home runs yesterday, the only one that was really pulled was the home run that Donaldson hit. All the other ones were right center field, left center field.
Look at Chili, man. He had 350 big league home runs. He was a switch hitter.
Chili could rake, man. He could rake.
You get the feeling that he might still be able to.
Dorsey High product in Los Angeles, California.
1-1 is hit high in the air to right field. Backing up Torrey Hunter to the track to haul it in.
Whew.
It just stayed up there and finally nestled into his glove. Second, let's revisit that stolen base opportunity by Coco Crisp. Here is the definitive look, they say, from New York. This was the third base camera, and that's the look that they used to signal that he was out.
It looked like Don Kelly got the glove right on the left elbow of Crisp before the left hand got to the bag.
Jordan Baker was in great position, had perfect look, and his call stands. Alex Avila will start things off. It'll be Avila, Romine, and then Kinsler. The Tigers bat here in the second. Left a couple of runners on in scoring position in the first, but they scored twice.
Oakland playing the shift on Avila on the right side of the infield, just as most American League opponents do.
Drops down a bunt. Third base side, Gray on the bare hand. Got it.
Good idea by Avila, but he didn't get it far enough down that third base line. You got to get it out of the reach of Gray. Once he's able to field it, he's going to have an opportunity to throw Avila out just as he did. But I like that idea here by Avila with the third baseman playing at the shortstop position. That's another thing about Gray. He's a really good athlete on that mound. Good athlete.
Yeah, he was a great high school football player, and many felt that he could have played football in college.
He's got strong legs, really strong legs, even though he only stands 5 feet 11 inches.
Here is Romine now with one out, nobody on.
And if he was that good of a football player in high school, you know he's got a mean streak in him.
Well, the term they use for Sonny Gray is competitive, which I guess can sometimes be the same as mean streak once you get on the field. Gray is, as we mentioned, just 5'11". He was born in Nashville, Tennessee.
Former #1 draft choice.
In fact, he led his high school football team to back-to-back state championships as a quarterback. A strong-armed quarterback. That's it for a strike. 1-2 the count. Wave and a miss, and Romine is out of there. Sonny Gray has his first strikeout.
Sonny Gray has one of the better curveballs of any of the right-handers in the American League. It's a hard curveball. It's got tremendous depth to it. That ball started right around the waist of Romine and ended up at his shoe tops.
Did you read the story on where he learned that curveball?
I did not.
He learned it from Bill Gullickson, the former Tiger.
Oh, Gullickson won 20 games as a Tiger.
Yeah, and, before Verlander was the last to do that. But evidently, Sonny played with Gullickson's son when they were 12, 13 years old, and he taught him the curveball grip that he had. Because Sonny's hands aren't very big, and so he made an adjustment to his grip on the curveball. And it's become one of the best in baseball.
It's a nice nugget.
Well, you mine him every now and then, and you give him to the people.
That's what we do.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Curveball's dirty. And that curveball right there, the one he struck Romine out, went straight down. This one had some slurve to it, almost like a slider.
Now the 0-2. Bouncing ball foul.
Here's that previous curveball. Take a look at the action on it. It's not straight down. This one's more like slider action. This one kind of goes on the outside part of the plate. So that's why the pitch is so devastating for. He throws two different curveballs.
In search of a 1-2-3 second inning. That one missed outside as Kinsler was able to lay off.
You notice how quickly he got to that curveball after JD and Mickey busted those fastballs in the first inning.
No doubt. Time to change the old game plan. Kinsler grounded out his first time up. Here's the 1-2. Popped up. Shallow right field. The second baseman Sogard is calling for it. And Gray indeed gets his 1-2-3 inning. On our way to the bottom of the second here in Oakland, 2-0 Detroit. Has had the Bernstein advantage against Oakland in Oakland at 5 starts, 2-1 record, a 3.03 ERA. Some really good numbers. 14 strikeouts per 9.
Almost 15 strikeouts per 9. He simply has overpowered the Oakland Athletics.
Here is Yoenis Cespedes to lead it off.
Yeah, Cespedes loves to swing at the first pitch, especially if you give him a fastball.
It'll be Cespedes, Lowry, and Reddick. That fastball to Cespedes was in tight, 1-0. He is 5th right now in the American League. 25 extra base hits for Yoenis. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, once you get ahead of Cespedes, you can expand the strike zone. A lot of power in that bat, but he'll chase some breaking balls.
Cespedes homered in the ball game yesterday, one of the 5 that the Athletics hit. He was 1 for 5 in that ball game. And he shoots that one back up the middle, softly hit, charging Romine. Barehanded play, not in time.
Outstanding play by Romine, but Cespedes, he's got some pretty good speed, but Romine looked like the young Omar Vizquel on this play. Comes in, bare hands. This ball got some spin on it, too. And because it's off the end of the bat, he throws off balance, but couldn't get Cespedes.
It's a great play.
Oh, my God.
Slower runner, and it's an out. The leadoff man is on for the 2nd straight inning now for the Athletics. Here's Jed Lowry. Line drive, left center field. That ball is down, base hit. Cespedes on his way to third. He's going to come around to score now as the ball gets by Jackson. Lowry will hold at second base, and the A's have a run. It's a 2-1 ball game.
Austin Jackson must have been fooled on this particular play because he didn't take the right angle to get there. And once the ball hit the grass, it scooted past Jackson. And I knew Cespedes was going to score, but I'm surprised Jed Lowry didn't get a triple on this play.
I am too. How did he not get to third? That thing just, once it hit the grass, it shot right by Jackson. But Lowry only gets to second, and it's a 2-1 ball game now. And here is Josh Reddick. Fouled straight back.
And Reddick, with nobody out and a runner on second base, he'll be trying to get Lowry over to third. And if he's fortunate, he'll drive him in. But his job is to get him to third base with just 1 out.
Reddick did not play yesterday, getting the start tonight in right field. And he drops down a bunt, foul down the first base line. Put him in the hole now, 0-2. It's not been a good year for Reddick with the bat. .216 this season. On Friday, as a matter of fact, he snapped an 0 for 14. This is a guy that a couple of years ago in 2012 hit 32 home runs for the A's. Here's the 0-2. That's in the air. Shallow right field. Kinsler backing up. Plenty of room. And Reddick is out.
Let's flash back to Game 4 of the ALDS last year. Max Scherzer trotted out of that Tigers bullpen and pitched the 7th inning and created a very difficult jam for himself. He had punched out 13 in Game 1. He was the opening day starter, but he got himself into some trouble. He was able to get out of the trouble, Mario, and many people believe this is where the Oakland Athletics' hopes died because they were looking at Verlander the next day. And, of course, Verlander went out there and did what Verlander does in the postseason. But look at Max. He was fired up.
This is the one lasting memory I have from postseason last year on the positive end for the Tigers. The emotion that Scherzer showed after coming out of the pen and just nailing it shut with the bases loaded. And you're right. And now you're staring at Verlander, who's been so dominant. And, boy, all the air just left the balloon there.
Yeah, I think Oakland knew that they were going to lose that series after they let Max off the hook there in the 7th with the bases loaded.
Here's Callaspo now with the runner at second, 1 out.
A good hitter.
Scherzer missing low.
Callaspo, good numbers against Tigers pitching in his career, whether he be in Kansas City or whether he be in Los Angeles. He's hit Tigers pitching very well.
4-game hitting streak right now for Callaspo. Was 1 for 4 yesterday. Scored a run. And he pulls this one foul. Nice barehanded play there by Ty Waller. Miggy wanted the baseball. He wouldn't give it to him.
That's a long throw for a first base coach.
I was about to say that.
If you got a bad arm, you're in trouble.
He didn't make it into the seats because there's so much foul ground here. I mean, you got to wind it up to get it into the seats.
Yeah, you do.
Now Max ready with the 1-2. And Callaspo slaps it fair inside the bag at third. That'll tie the game. He is on his way to second. He will pull in with a double, and just like that, the Athletics have come right back. It's a 2-2 contest. '17th RBI for Callaspo.
Callaspo's a switch hitter, but he doesn't take a big swing. And I told you he has real good numbers against Tigers pitching. That's a fastball tailing away. He just slices it down the third baseline for a double and a ribby.
So the fast start by the Tigers has been erased. The 5th double of the year for Callaspo. And here's Eric Sogard. Strike one to Sogard. The Athletics second baseman batting just a .185. Although look at his numbers against Max. 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. The bespectacled Eric Sogard. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the A's second baseman. Hitting only .146 this month. And there you go. Some of the fans here showing some nerd power there. That's what the sign said. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Driven in the air to right field. Hunter is on the move toward the corner. Runner will tag, and Callaspo will move up to third base. Sogard is out, 2 gone. And now Coco Crisp. Two-base hit for Crisp in the first inning. And then it was thrown out trying to steal third. Coco at .246 this year. He is a lifetime .272 hitter. Max trying to bear down now, leave that run at third base. Ball 1 in and low. Coco missed about a week's worth of games earlier this year, a strained neck muscle, and he did that crashing into the center field wall, making a leaping catch.
They have themselves an insurance policy. They have that kid Gentry. They made a deal for in the offseason because Crisp always gets hurt during the course of the year, but now they have themselves another center fielder that can replace Crisp if he goes down with an injury.
And Gentry played in the game yesterday, although in right field. Good speed.
Because they are such a different team when Crisp is not playing. I mean, everything starts with him.
Right now, Coco trying to pick up Callaspo at third with 2 outs, 2-2 game. Pulled foul.
Bob Melvin, he was Scherzer's first big league manager. And back in 08 and also 09 when Bob Melvin was managing the Arizona Diamondbacks. And he said back then Max was just a hard thrower. He had a good fastball in the mid-90s, but he really struggled with his arm slot and command. A lot of the things that you know when the Tigers first got Max, but he had nothing but praise for Max these days with the new improved slider and changeup and the curveball he started throwing last year. But Bob Melvin had a chance to watch Scherzer when he first got to the show.
First round pick. And his pitch count up to 35 now. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Coco Crisp. Tigers jumped out to a 2-0 advantage. RBI hits by Cabrera and J.D. Martinez, but the A's have tied it up here in the second. John Jaso waiting on deck. That is popped up, foul ground. Kelly charging, still going. Not going to get there, though. Coco's still alive. Scherzer gave up a double and a walk in the first inning, but no damage. Max has had really good numbers over the years against the West. He is 15-4 against the AL West. He has beefed up his numbers against that division. ERA just over 3. And again, the 2-2 popped up middle of the infield. It'll be Kinsler, and that is that for the Athletics. They tied up, though, with a couple of runs. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Ambushed the youngster Sonny Gray in the first inning after a Torrey Hunter double. Miggy singled right back up the middle on a fastball, and J.D. Martinez whistled a double in the gap for another RBI. And then Jed Lowry, 60 doubles the last 2 years, drives in one after a Cespedes single. And then Callaspo also doubles down the left field line, and we're knotted at 2 here tonight from DET Coliseum.
Well, here's the guy that got it going back in the first inning with a one-out double. Torrey Hunter facing Sonny Gray, and the first pitch is high, 1-0.
A new life now for Sonny Gray after giving up 2 to the Tigers in the first. His team has gotten the score even again.
2, 3, and 4 in the Tigers lineup. Hunter, and then Cabrera, then Victor Martinez. Torrey came into this game batting .287 in the 2 spot in the Tigers lineup. He'll bounce this one slowly towards short. Lowry has it there. 1 out. Now Miguel Cabrera. So after the RBI double by J.D. Martinez, Sonny Gray settling in. That's 6 in a row retired. Miggy had a single back up the middle to drive in a run.
Yeah, Miggy got a 2-1 count with a runner on second base and got himself a fastball and hit it extremely hard. And ironically enough, now they have their second baseman, Sogard, playing exactly where Miggy got his base hit his first time up today.
The scouting report has changed immediately. It was a swing and a miss. By the way, that RBI that Cabrera had in the first inning was his 28th this month.
You like him for Player of the Month in the month of May in the American League, don't you?
Well, I was looking at some of the numbers, and there are some guys. Encarnacion has hit a gazillion home runs this month.
Oh, you don't ever see Miggy take swings like this.
Ever.
which gives you an idea of how good that curveball is that Gray is featuring here tonight.
Wow.
That's after a 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Sonny Gray was Oakland's first-round pick in 2011. They selected him 18th overall that year. Here's the 1-2, and it's driven high in the air into left field and deep. Backing up is Cespedes to the track, to the wall, and it is gone. Miguel Cabrera has just homered with one out in the third, his 8th of the year.
He beats the best pitchers in baseball, the number ones, and he also wears out a lot of the closers in the American League.
He looked silly in one swing, but not on that one.
We're going to make that our bell tire pitch by pitch. 95 upstairs, swung right through. And then a dirty breaking ball. And somehow, some way, he thought he could sneak this fastball by Miguel at 91. And Miguel was sitting there waiting on him.
8th of the year for Cabrera. 2 RBIs in this game.
So
gives him 44.
Good. So good.
And now Martinez will stand in. Three to 2. Tigers have regained the lead. And Victor takes it outside. Martinez walked in the first inning. He is 7 for his last 12 at bats with his 2-hit game yesterday. What do you got on 3-4 guys in the league? I mean, we'd have to research this, but when you're talking about Cabrera and Martinez and the sheer work that they have done this year, the sheer numbers they've put up, it's going to be hard to beat this duo.
There's nobody better.
From a power standpoint, driving in runs, getting on base, average standpoint, they've got it all covered. 2-2 the count. Martinez, a great second half last year, has pretty much parlayed that into a great first half this year. And Cabrera still smiling about that last home run. Is he imitating the crowd now?
Who's he talking to?
There's a bouncing ball hit to the right side. It'll be scooped up there by Lowry. It'll be the second out of the inning. Hey, Wednesday, June 4th, the Tigers face the Toronto Blue Jays at 7:08. The first 10,000 fans receive a free grocery tote. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. 2 down now for J.D. Martinez. We mentioned that Sonny Gray has 10 consecutive starts that are quality starts to begin the year. Well, he's already given up 3 runs, so he's got to get at least into the 6th to qualify for another one.
And the 3 runs that he's given up, it ties a season high. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any start so far this year.
Fouled off by Martinez.
And J.D. Martinez may have seen his last fastball of the day when he whistled that double into the right center field gap, driving in 1 run in the first inning.
Here are the consecutive quality starts to begin a year by the A's. Only Ken Holtzman has gone 1 better. That was back in 1973. He had 11 consecutive quality starts. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now on J.D. Martinez.
He doesn't have the velocity, Sonny Gray, but his fastball moves as much as that kid we saw earlier this year on our first road trip with Andrew Cashner. Was that his name?
Yep, Cashman. He threw a 1-hitter that night. Checked it, and he did not go.
But remember how much his fastball was moving that night at about 96, 97?
It was pretty impressive. And really it was our first look at him live. Here are the pitch speed ranges now on Gray. Up to 96 with his fastball. Swing and a miss, and Martinez will race down to first, but he's out. inning over. However, the Tigers grab the lead thanks to that guy right there. Miguel Cabrera taking Gray deep. That right there is home run number 8 on the season for Miggy. A 3-2 ball game. The Tigers have regained the lead, and we remind you it's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meyer. Enter at www.foxsportsdetroit.com to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would absolutely love. Well, we're liking the fact the Tigers have the lead again.
Well, the Tigers, they came out with a sense of urgency tonight after really having a bad last 8 days.
Jaso pops this one up into foul territory. Martinez a long run. He just can't quite get there. 0-1 on John Jaso. He will be followed by Donaldson and then Moss. Jaso walked in the first inning. Now Max ready with the 0-1 pitch. Instead, he's going to step off and ask Avila to head out to the mound. These two had a meeting right before the inning started here. Now they'll talk it over again. Scherzer surrendering 2 in the second. Now the 0-1. Up and in. John Jaso hit .271 last year. His season ended July the 25th. He suffered a concussion which kept him out the rest of the year. Ball low. I remember talking to Ray Fosse, who does their television work. Of course, the former catcher whose career was altered by a collision with Pete Rose, and we talked about all the concussions that were happening to catchers around the league, including Avila. There's a strike called, and Ray was saying that, you know what, when we played, there was no such thing as concussions. There he is.
Well, they had concussions too, but they just weren't monitored as closely as they're monitored these days.
Here's the 2-2, and it's fouled back out of play. Ray was even telling me that sometimes, you know, the equipment back then was not nearly as good as it is today. You've got guards under your chin. We used to get balls, he would say, that would come up under the catcher's mask, hit you in the chin, hit you in the throat, and you just continue to play. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball foul. Avila, of course, is nicked up on a nightly basis, and he's had to deal with concussion-type symptoms a couple of times.
Max has thrown a total of 44 pitches. 15 of those have been to Jaso, so he is doing his job at piling up the pitch count of Scherzer's here today.
No chance for that one, even though it lands in foul ground.
And when you go up against a frontline starter like Max Scherzer, if you're the opposition, the one thing that you want to do is get his pitch count up into an area where you get him out of the game by the 6th inning, and you take your chances against the opposing team's bullpen.
Jaso fouls it off. He had a 9-pitch at bat his first time up before walking. This is just what the A's do. I mean, they draw their walks, high on base percentage. Jaso now has run the count full, 3-2.
And throw it right down the middle and let him hit it as far as he can.
The Athletics are the only team offensively with more than 200 walks this year. They lead the American League. And he fouled that one off, and it caught Avila.
And one of the reasons why Jaso does such a nice job at fouling off most of these pitches, he waits until the last possible moment when the ball gets in the strike zone, and he's really not trying to do all that much with this pitch. He is just simply trying to put it in play somewhere with not much authority. He has done that on several of these 2-strike pitches Max has already thrown him.
Oh, where'd that one go? Is that off his bat? They're saying it's off his bat, I believe. Or is they saying it's going to hit him, Jaso right now, instead of hit me in the arm?
Look at the knot on his arm.
That's going to be hard to go against that evidence. Wow, look at that. Yeah, now they're going to say it hit him in the arm. I mean, I know what the call is, but that's indisputable evidence right there. And now Brad Ausmus coming out. Clearly hit him in the back arm.
Did you see how quickly that thing swelled up, though?
Like right away. And they're going to take a look at him now. Right there. And immediately the swelling started, and then after home plate umpire Angel Campos took a look at it, Jason saying, look at this.
Wow.
So I think they made the correct call, obviously, in reversing this here. And
look at that thing.
Jason now will take first base. So another good at bat by Jaso. It ends up hurting a little bit in the end.
20 of the 49 pitches Jaso has seen today.
I think Cabrera's looking at his arm thinking, man, that doesn't look good. Leadoff man is on. It's the 3rd straight inning now. The A's have done that. Swing and a miss.
I was talking to Donaldson around the batting cage today, and I told him that ball he hit yesterday against Drew Smyly is the hardest ball I've seen hit this year.
I don't disagree. And we talked about it yesterday. The ball that he hit over the 330 marker on a line yesterday.
It was a changeup that was hanging, and he hit it so hard the ball didn't have time to hook.
I was reading an article, and they had a list of the players and some of the hardest hit balls, and Donaldson was high up on that list. He was top 5. On balls that are put in play, how hard they are hit, he's consistently done that. And yesterday was another great example. He rifled one down the left field line. The 1-1.
And Tigers bullpen might be a little short-handed this evening. And Brett Ausmus said he could use Knebel if he wanted to, but Corey pitched 2 innings yesterday. Phil Koch also pitched in yesterday's game.
Well, that's why the pitch count early here is a little bit concerning for Max.
No doubt.
Missed it inside.
This Oakland Athletics team is for real. They won 96 games last year, and I don't remember many experts when the season began this year really giving them their props.
Well, some of the numbers are really starting to be quite incredible. They've had 11 straight months of a winning record. They have not had a losing month in 11 straight. Here's the 2-2, and it's low and away. 3-2 now. Since July of 2012, here's some of the highest winning percentages. The A's are on top of that list. The Tigers are third.
A lot of people talked about the Nationals. Of course, a lot of people talked about the Tigers, the Atlanta Braves, the St. Louis Cardinals, but not many mentioned the Oakland Athletics.
And he walked it. Hit, batter, and a walk. 2 men out now for the A's. Time to go back to the studio with a game break. Here's John Keating. All right, Keats, we appreciate you being up late. How about those Blue Jays? Man, they just continue to get it done. Here the A's now have 2 men on and nobody out, trailing by a run as we play in the third. Brandon Moss flied out back in the first inning. Tigers grab the lead on the Cabrera home run, but right back come the A's. They threaten with nobody out. Moss, their cleanup hitter, swings and misses. So Max gets ahead 0-2. Moss came in with 42 RBIs, near the top of the American League. Nelson Cruz having himself a season. He hit another home run today, also leading the league in RBIs. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss to strike him out. Well, that'll help. It took 3 pitches to get Moss.
And he threw a lot of fastballs to Jaso. He also threw quite a few fastballs to Donaldson. Max not commanding the fastball all that well so far here today. So a couple of really good changeups to Moss to get the strikeout. It's almost like Sonny Gray, who gave up a couple of hits on fastballs in the first inning, and then the next couple of innings, Sonny Gray started throwing the Tigers hitters quite a few breaking balls.
Here is Cespedes, his infield hit. Got the rally started back in the second. And they scored a couple of runs. Strike 1 to Cespedes. Homer to the ball game yesterday. Couple of hits in the series. Max with the 0-1 pitch. Fouled straight back, and now he's gone 0-2 on Cespedes. Well, he's up to 60 now. 22 in this inning with only 1 out. He has hit a batter. He has walked a batter. On a night where once again the Tigers just need someone to go deep into a ball game to rest that bullpen a little bit. The 0-2. Fouled away. You might recall that Scherzer in his last start got roughed up early in that game. He gave up 7 runs, but he was able to stay 7 innings in that contest. He threw 113 pitches. He's gone over 100 in every start so far this year. And again the 0-2. Fouled away again. Well, one thing the A's aren't doing a good job of in this ball game early on, Rod, is battling here and fouling off pitches and driving that count up.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, already 62, and he's only got one out in this inning. Ground ball would be lovely. Cespedes has only grounded into one double play, though, this year, so it's unlikely.
Grounded toward third, foul. Knocked down there by Kelly. Yoenis last year had a pretty good season in terms of power numbers. He hit a career high 26 home runs in his second year, but his average from his first year dropped about 52 points. Power numbers up, average went down last season. This is his third year in an A's uniform since coming to the States from Cuba. Max having trouble putting him away. Swing and a miss, and he does just that. A strikeout of Cespedes. 4 of them now for Max, 2 gone.
He struck Moss out last half inning with a really good changeup down and away. He gets Cespedes with a good breaking ball, and this is a nice visit by Avila. Max has already thrown quite a few pitches in the inning, so Avila goes out to have a visit with him so he can catch his breath and so he can go after Jed Lowry.
Lowry had himself a double to knock in a run back in the second inning.
That was his 60th double in the last 2 years, which is the most in the American League.
Well, he set an Oakland record last year for doubles by a switch hitter with 45. Tying run at second base, 3-2. Tigers have the lead in the third. Up and in, 1 ball to no strikes on Jed Lowry.
Tight strike zone today by Angel Campos. That was a strike last night.
There's that list of doubles leaders since 2013. Lowry at the top of that list. So when a game started by 2 guys that could be considered aces in Scherzer and Gray, we've had a lot of offense early on in this game. 5 runs on 8 hits already.
Yeah, a lot of traffic on the base paths so far.
The 1-0. Check swing roller toward third. Kelly has it. Didn't have a play at second, but still has enough time at first base. So the threat is over. A hit, batter, and a walk. They leave 2. We played 3 here at the Coliseum. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try Arby's Smokehouse Brisket Sandwich today. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. By the way, Ron, did you know it's the 77th anniversary of the opening of the Golden Gate Bridge?
No, I did not know that.
Well, our crack crew down in the truck dug up that nugget for you. Gorgeous day here this afternoon. It's turned into a really nice night.
Since we arrived in Northern California, the weather has been outstanding.
Meanwhile, the Tigers will take a one-run lead into the fourth inning tonight.
Doesn't feel like it, though, but they do have one.
Yeah, you're right. Meanwhile, the arm of Jaso is all wrapped up. You can still see the bump.
Yeah, they have some of that bandage on there that kind of compresses that knot he has on his left forearm. Keep the swelling down.
Well, Jaso will be able to continue as Don Kelly starts it off here in the fourth, facing Sonny Gray. And Kelly looks at ball one. Jackson then Avila to follow. 0 for 1 tonight for Kelly. Bounced out his first time up. 3 unassisted. That's a strike. 1-1 on Don. This ballpark holds a nice memory for Kelly. Back in 2011, he hit a home run on the clinching night for the Tigers in 2011. They clinched their playoff spot, the division. And Kelly homered in that game. It was 2-1 in the 7th inning. Don hit a solo shot to make it 3-1, and that was the final score that evening. Listed low, 3 balls and 1 strike. So Gray now has fallen behind as Jackson waits on deck. The 3-1 pitch is rolled foul, 3-2. Sonny Gray, born in Nashville, Tennessee. Posted a 2.67 ERA last year after he was called up from AAA, and that earned him a couple of starts in the postseason against the Tigers. It's called in the air to dead center, and waiting on it is Coco Crisp, one out. That'll bring up Jackson. Gray was originally drafted by the Cubs in 2008, but he went to Vanderbilt instead. Led Vandy to his first ever College World Series appearance in 2011.
It's been some pretty good players come out of Vandy the last number of years.
Jackson 0 for 1 with the ground out, and he looks at ball one. Yeah, Vanderbilt's one of those schools that has produced some big league talent, and it has been that way for a while. And a lot of those guys are, or have been, pretty good pitchers in the major leagues, including Sonny Gray. David Price is from there.
Gray is beefing with the strike zone as well of Angel Campos this evening.
It has been a bit compact, that is for sure. Here's the 2-0. Pulled on the ground, deep in the hole and through. Out of the reach of Jed Lowry. 1 on, 1 out. Here are some of the guys that played their college ball at Vanderbilt, including Sonny Gray.
Heard of that first guy, Mr. Price.
Pedro Alvarez, Mike Minor, who's had some good numbers early in his career with the Atlanta Braves. You know, Mark Pryor also pitched at Vandy for a year before he went to USC, and then became a highly sought-after prospect.
That's one guy that looked like he was going to be a frontline starter for about a decade.
Pryor.
Injuries in the career just fizzled.
Yeah, it really is a shame because he had everything he needed. Jackson drawing a throw. AJ this year is 6 out of 7 in the stolen base category. Driven to center field and hit well. Crisp is on the run, still going back. He looks up, and that ball is off the top of the wall. Rounding third and coming home is Jackson. And Avila has himself a double and an RBI, and the Tigers add another.
That didn't get out of here?
Well, we're going to find out, because Brad Ausmus wants to know if indeed it hit the top of the wall and came back, or cleared the wall and came back. Regardless, Avila just killed that thing.
To hit a ball this far at night in this particular ballpark where the ball does not carry is an absolute blast. It's a home run in most ballparks. Did it hit that railing behind the fence?
That's a home run. If it indeed did, let's see.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
No, it didn't. Nope.
Good call.
Yep. It's going to be a double. Regardless, Avila will take it. That'll be his 13th RBI.
The 4 runs now that Sonny Gray has given up here tonight against the Tigers are the most that the youngster has given up so far this season in all of his starts.
And his string of quality starts to begin the year will come to an end tonight. 9th double of the year for Avila. Tigers lead at 4-2. Ball 1 to Romine. Tigers got to Gray for 2 in the first. They added 1 more in the third, and now 1 more here in the fourth. Here's a bunt that goes foul. 1-2 on Romine. Tigers now have 4 runs on 6 hits in this contest.
Tigers also grinding out some at-bats here tonight against Sonny Gray. He's already thrown 61 pitches. He only has 1 out here in the fourth. His last outing, he threw 8 innings, and he needed only 93 pitches to get through 8 innings.
He will appeal again this time. They say that he held up.
And Gray is one of those guys, because he is so young and pitch counts are paid attention to with the young guys and even the veteran pitchers. And Bob Melvin does not let him go much above 100.
Tigers putting up this offense tonight against a guy that was leading the American League with a 1.99 ERA, the only guy under 2 in the AL. Here's a bouncing ball left side. Lowry surrounds it. And Romine is out by a step. 2 gone. Well, this is not the only game featuring a couple of really good pitchers.
Zach Greinke, his stuff all season long has been incredible. Mark Burley, and tremendous. Lester, Sale, Weaver. It's a good night.
Cleveland might be catching a break if that game continues to be delayed by rain. Sale started that game. I'm sure they'd love to get him out of there.
No question.
And here is the comparison between our starters tonight. Scherzer and Gray. Some crooked numbers early. Ball low to Kinsler.
He has given Ian a steady diet of curveballs here tonight. Ian already 0 for 2.
327 for Kinsler. 11-game hitting streak is on the line here this evening. He also has had a big month of May. Scored 19 times this month. Hitting 378. Strike called. And Kinsler again has that silent protest and the look on his face that indicates he's not real crazy about that call. Fly ball center field. Crisp coming in. And Coco runs it down. Tigers will settle for 1 on the double by Avila. And it's now 4-2 Detroit. To the bottom of the fourth inning. Time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag Detroit Fan Photo for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It is brought to you by AT&T. Josh Reddick is leading it off in his walk-up song. It's courtesy of Wham! Careless Whisper.
That's different.
Well, it's different, and it's caught on here, and it's kind of taken a life of its own. People are bringing saxophones to the ballpark. We saw who had one, Eckersley, last night.
Right.
In the mascot race was playing the saxophone. So it really has caught on, kind of a neat thing, and it's something that there's another one right there. Reddick fan. And Eckersley, remember this last night when Eckersley had the sax?
These fans here get into the game in a different way.
Rip to center field, and that's a base hit for Josh Reddick. So the leadoff man is on yet again, which makes it 4 straight innings now for the A's. He's going to bring up Callaspo. And he had himself a double to drive in a run his first time up. So they are not making it easy on Scherzer. Max does have a 4-2 lead, but he's about to throw his 70th pitch of the night, and we are just in the 4th inning. Callaspo is at 242.
Both of these offenses are doing a very nice job of having a lot of really good quality plate appearances against really good pitchers.
There you go, through 70 now. He's had 47 strikes, 23 balls. Callaspo now with 17 RBIs, courtesy of his double his first time up. Slow throw over to first base. Max will slow her down here with a runner at first. He is one of those guys that has mastered the holding the baseball to affect the running game. Slice to left field. That's going to drop. Base hit. Reddick is on his way to third, and he is in there standing up, and here come the A's right back again.
And Callaspo just continues to wear out Tigers pitching. It's a nice job there by J.D. Martinez, the starting left fielder here tonight, to get over and cut this ball off and to keep the Tigers double play in order. It's going to be a dogfight tonight.
Well, apparently so, and I wasn't expecting this. With Scherzer and Gray. Now here's Sogard. Flat out his first time up. First and third, nobody out. Sogard takes ball 1 inside.
Sogard, he's got his people too out there in right field.
Everybody's got people in this lineup. Remember, who was it yesterday that came out of their bullpen with the rock music?
Doolittle.
Yeah, Doolittle. They were banging their heads. There's another toss to first base, and back in there, Callaspo.
Callaspo doesn't run all that much. No steals for Callaspo.
Leadoff single by Reddick. Base hit by Callaspo has put runners at first and third. Here's the 1-0. Sogard cuts and misses 1-1.
A nice change piece there thrown by Max at 83 miles an hour.
Scherzer needs to get this guy. Sogard came in batting just 185. It has been a rough season for Sogard offensively. No homers. He's knocked in 7. That's going to be a walk.
Oh, that's a mistake there.
Scherzer has just balked in a run.
That is a mental mistake.
What was it, last year or the year before, they outlawed that fake to third and throw to first place, so Max just threw the ball.
Something the Tigers did in spring training under the leadership of Brad Ausmus, though, they worked on this particular pickoff move to third base. But I don't know what Max was doing there. I mean, Don Kelly's nowhere close to being to third base, and he still just threw it over there. So that's a mental mistake there, and that's why Brad Ausmus is going to go out and check on Max, calm him down. Remember how the Tigers worked on this in spring training, though?
Yep.
And many people are asking, well, why are you working on that? I don't know if I ever got a clear-cut answer on it.
Well, in those cases, the third baseman was on the bag or close to the bag.
Closer to the bag, yeah.
I mean, he was a good 15 feet off the bag at third. So both runners move up. It's now 4-3. The tying run in scoring position, nobody out. And Scherzer trying to reel it in here. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sogard. Fly ball. Right field hit pretty well. It's going to be Torrey Hunter, runner tagging. And moving to third now. The tying run up 90 feet to third base. Callaspo.
2 pitches ago, Max could have thrown a ground ball and gotten a double play, but because of the balk, and Sogard able to do his job because they had a runner at second with nobody out, and he gets him over to third.
That'll bring up Chris to the top of the order. Double in the first inning. Tiger infield coming in now. It's only the first out of the inning, so they bring him in to face Chris. 1 for 2 tonight for Coco. One 1-0 on Chris. Broke in with the Cleveland Indians, played for Boston as well and Kansas City for a year. As you see the pitch count continuing to mount for Scherzer, 75. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 now on Chris. Max in this contest walked Jaso in the first. He walked Donaldson in the third. He had a couple of starts in a row in which he walked 4 batters. .20 is rolled foul. 2-1. Tigers got 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. The A's right now have the tying run at third base here in the 4th inning. Slap foul back out of play.
I don't know how many of the 78 total pitches Max has thrown that they fouled off here today, but it has to be in the 25 range at least.
It's something we've seen happen to Verlander a lot,
right?
And now Max getting that same treatment here tonight, about to throw a 79th pitch. Infield in for the Tigers. Low. Now it's 3-2 on Crisp. John Jaso waiting on deck. And again, this is what the A's do. I mean, they lead the league in walks. Jaso was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He's also walked. and a miss, and down goes Crisp. A huge early strikeout here for Max. 2 gone.
Max having a difficult time of commanding the fastball, but no issues whatsoever with the changeup to the lefties. He's thrown a lot of really good changeups.
One more out to get now. Jaso stands in. He's been on base twice. Athletics came into this game leading the American League in ERA at 2.84. No other team is below 3. Ball 1 to Jaso. Right field line. That ball is hooking, and it is gone. A home run for John Jaso just inside the foul pole in right.
He has had some outstanding at-bats tonight against Max.
5 home runs in the ballgame yesterday, and the Athletics hit another one here this evening.
That's a changeup that didn't get down to the bottom of the zone, and it looked like Jaso was waiting for it. And that ball got out of the yard in a hurry.
Number 5-4 ball game. The A's have the lead. What a night for Jaso. On base 3 times. He hooked one inside the foul pole in right field, and now all of a sudden Oakland with a big 2-out hit has taken the lead. Here's Donaldson. Strike 1 to Donaldson. Scherzer gave up 7 in his last start and 5 more here tonight.
And Donaldson has that high leg kick, so every now and then he runs into some timing issues, but when he times it perfectly, as he did yesterday, he can do some serious damage.
Walking a fly ball tonight for Donaldson. He's knocked in 38 this year. And he shoots one to right field on a line straight at Torrey Hunter, and that'll end the inning. But it's a big inning for Oakland. They claim the lead. They scored 3 times. 5-4 A's. Silverado light duty and heavy duty lineup. And by 5-Hour Energy, it helps those who, despite their own needs, put others first. Well, we anticipated a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel tonight, but I guess not so much. It is 5-4 in favor of the A's.
Dogfight. The Athletics scored 10 runs yesterday, 5 more here today. So That is 15 runs in their last 2 games.
John Jaso's home run has given Sonny Gray a lead to work with now. And he will face 2, 3, and 4 here in the 5th inning. Hunter Cabrera Martinez. Gray surrendered an RBI double back in the 4th inning. He's also given up a home run to Cabrera. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off right behind home plate. 1-1 now on Torrey.
That's one of those situations right there where 80% of the time he throws right-handers fastballs in that count, and Torrey Hunter knew that. And therefore, he was cheating on the fastball, and he probably swung at ball 2.
Double back in the 1st. He then scored on a single by Cabrera. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball sails outside. 2-1 the count on Hunter. Torrey this year hitting a little bit better on the road this season. .307 away from Comerica Park. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball right field hit well. Reddick going back. Track. Wall leaps and makes the catch.
He's a tremendous defender in right field. One of the best right fielders in the American League. And not only does he make all the plays out there, but he has an outstanding throwing arm.
Number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
Here is Miguel Cabrera. Reddick stocking up on seeds after that catch. Cabrera has had a big night, singled in a run in the 1st and then homered in the 3rd.
And both of his hits today have come on fastballs in the mid-90s.
Ball 1. They're playing to pull here against Cabrera. Sogard, the second baseman, to the other side of the bag. He fouls it back out of play.
I don't think Miggy's in the mood today to hit singles. He's looking to hit something in the gap.
Hey, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's the 1-1. Well, in that last at bat in the 3rd, Mickey looked really uncomfortable and had one of the worst swings we've seen him take in an at bat, and then followed it up later with a home run.
Yeah, he's upset himself here for swinging at this fastball out of the strike zone.
To say the least. It'll go foul. Ooh, what a grab. That's a nice play right there.
You got to take care of the people down there. They appreciate it too.
Getting a standing O from the bullpen. That thing had some slice to it. Pulled a 3rd foul.
Now here's what Miguel did to Sonny Gray back in the 3rd inning. He got himself a fastball that was moving. It was cut to the outside part of home plate, and Miggy got underneath it and hit it about 360 feet from home plate.
Jaso knocks that one down. 2-2 the count. 1 out 5th inning. Tigers now trail by a run, 5-4. It's been a very offensive start to this one in a game in which 2 of the better pitchers in the American League were squaring off. Martinez getting himself prepared in the on-deck circle. And the 2-2. Checked it. Did he go? Yes, he went around. Jerry Meals says, take a seat, Cabby, and Mickey disagrees.
It's a nice job there by Sonny Gray. The first 4 pitches of the pitch sequence were all fastballs, and the last 2 were breaking balls. Mickey couldn't lay off the last one.
Cabrera asking for the appeal. Unfortunately, he got it. 2 outs. Here's Martinez. Sonny Gray's just not been able to get onto a roll here. It seems like when he gets a couple of outs, the Tigers strike for a run. We'll see if they can get one here as Martinez tries to get something started in the 5th. Victor a walk and a ground out. And the hook catches the outside corner, 0-1.
Sonny Gray throws that breaking ball at a few different speeds. The one he got Miggy on was about 84 miles an hour. That last one to Victor to start him off, just 80 miles an hour on the radar gun.
Down the left field line, slicing away. Playing to pull on Martinez. The A's do not take their third baseman and put him into short right. They just simply shift everybody around. Their second baseman, that is Sogard. He's in short right field.
And they usually don't move like when the count changes either. They're not one of those teams.
Fouled off.
It's been a stressful start for Sonny too.
And it has a total of 80. And the pitch count now for Sonny Gray. 2 out, nobody on in the 5th. Yanked foul. We'll rattle around back in the seats where they tell us 21,549 is the attendance here tonight.
Had a good crowd yesterday. They had better than 35,000 yesterday. That was their 3rd sellout of the year.
Great Memorial Day crowd yesterday.
Bob Melvin said that crowd kind of played into their victory yesterday.
Did he hold up on the breaking ball? Yes. One and 2 on Martinez.
And Sonny Gray, the percentage of the fastball and the breaking ball about 60-40, 60% fastball, 40% breaking ball, but that's just what his scouting report says. He hasn't changed much.
Another foul back out of play. This A's team, as we mentioned, leads the league in pitching. It's also a team that is without 2 of their starters, A.J. Griffin and Jared Parker, both with Tommy John surgery. 2 pretty big blows, but they've been able to fill in nicely.
Yeah, that's given a couple of other guys an opportunity that otherwise they wouldn't be getting the opportunity. So they may not even be in this good a shape if those 2 guys were healthy. You never know.
Victor continues to battle here. And he'll take low 2-2. One of the better hitters in the American League and in baseball for that fact, with 2 strikes in the count. Here is proof, 363. J.D. Martinez waiting on deck. In the shallow left field, may drop, sliding attempt, but Cespedes unable to get it, and it's a base hit for Victor Martinez.
Just a really good at bat by Victor, and we just put the numbers up. The fact that he does a very nice job with 2 strikes, very seldom strikes out. Cespedes playing deep, comes in, makes a real nice effort sliding this way versus diving for the ball, and he can't come up with it cleanly.
So a 2-out base hit for Martinez, his 3rd in the series.
J.D. Martinez doubled in the right center field gap his first time up on a fastball, and Sonny Gray has chosen to throw him a lot of breaking balls the last at bat.
Here's another one, bounces away from Jaso. Right back to him. The tag got him. Well, let's see if Brad Ausmus wants to challenge this. It looked like it was pretty close down there at second base. And Brad coming out here. Right now they've called him out. But the Tigers will certainly take a look at this, and they may challenge this play.
What a break there for Jaso.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And apparently not. So Martinez is out. And that'll be it for the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Brandon Moss leading it off as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here. It is 5-4 in favor of the Athletics. Moss, Cespedes, and Lowry facing Max Scherzer. And a strike on the outer edge. 1-1 on Moss. Fly ball and a strikeout in this contest. Moss had a home run in the ball game, one of the 5 that the A's hit yesterday. Wave and a miss. 1-2 on Moss. Here's a guy that did 30 home runs last year, basically as a platoon player. Had 87 RBIs as well. Swings and misses, and Scherzer takes care of it. Six strikeouts now for Max.
It's the second time he's gotten Moss on the same pitch. It's a changeup at 82 miles an hour.
Here is Yoenis Cespedes. Infield single and a strikeout. The infield hit began the second. He came around to score. Fastball at 91 right at the letters, and he swings right through it.
And it told you his first time up today. Cespedes loves to swing at first pitch fastballs. Therefore, you could expand the strike zone, and he'll still swing at it.
92 that time.
If you're Max, you can go 2 different ways now. You can simply go a little bit higher, and with another fastball, you could bounce a breaking ball in. And you might get another strikeout. He's already struck out Cespedes on a breaking ball here today.
Popped up left field. J.D. Martinez under it. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. So 2 quick outs now for Scherzer. That'll bring up Jed Lowry. Lowry an RBI double. Knocked in their first run back in the 2nd. Fouled away 0-1. Somebody apparently made a nice catch. And that's the somebody. Fly ball right field. Torrey is there, and Scherzer has himself a 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight.
Miguel Cabrera hit a solo shot, which gave the Tigers the lead 3-2, and then Avila, he stretched the lead with a double, driving in Austin Jackson, who had singled to start off the inning. But Max Scherzer, he balked the next half inning. Don't know exactly what he was thinking, throwing to an unoccupied base, and then he gave up a 2-run shot to John Jaso, their catcher, and the A's are winning now 5-4.
Here are some of the particulars of the game tonight. Miguel Cabrera, 13th multi-RBI game of the season. He's got 2 of them tonight. Sonny Gray will not get a quality start this evening, snapping his string. And it's been a big night for John Jaso, whose home run right now is the difference in the contest. And J.D. Martinez leads it off as we go to the top of the 6th inning here in Oakland. Sonny Gray missing high. It'll be Martinez, Kelly, Jackson in the Tigers' 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, the Tigers jumped on Gray early in this game. They got a couple of runs in the first inning. They will not be shut out tonight. The shutout that the A's had yesterday was their 5th already this month. And their staff has 7 shutouts. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 on J.D. Martinez. J.D. doubled in a run in the first. Jaso wants the breaking ball. And it's hit back up the middle into center. His second hit of the ball game. Tigers get the leadoff man on. Fans catch every strikeout, every game ender, and every history-making moment on MLB Whip Around. Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. You seen that Whip Around show?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. I have not watched the entire show in its entirety.
Good buddy Ryan Field does that show, and it is a really fast-paced and well put together show.
Ryan Field was at Comerica Park just a couple days ago. Stopped in the booth.
Hey, big league me, didn't say hi.
Yeah, poked his head in just for a hot second.
Kelly is 0 for 2, ground out, fly out. Tying run is on. Gray throws a strike. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Still throwing hard. And he's been throwing 95 since the very first inning.
There is activity in their bullpen. Fernando Abad is warming up. Gray's 0-1. Kelly bounces it foul off his leg, 0-2.
And Bob Melvin is getting Abad ready, and just in case Avila comes up in this inning with runners in scoring position without an open base. Open base, they probably would walk Avila if they wanted Gray to stay in this game.
At strike 3, got him looking. Another strikeout, 4th of the night now for Sonny Gray.
Number 14, Austin.
It's a well located curveball by Sonny.
Here is Austin Jackson, 1 on 1 out. A's have been playing catch up all night. They finally caught the Tigers and went ahead on the home run by Jason. That was in the 4th inning, part of a 3-run for them. Jackson had a single, scored a run in the 4th inning. And a strike called as Angel Campos goes up with the right hand. Gray in his starts this year, in his first 10, has thrown at least 100 pitches only 5 times. That's it. He's not gone past 100 in half of his starts. Bouncing ball, 3rd, it goes foul. 0-2. And Martinez will retreat. This is game 2 of what will be a 4-game series. Tigers facing another left-hander tomorrow in Scott Kazmir. They faced a lefty to start the series, so they'll see 2 of them in this series. Anibal throws tomorrow for Detroit. Bounce again, Jaso blocks it. Sonny Gray, just 24 years old. He has worked himself into the ace of this staff this year. Bouncing ball to short, not hit hard. They'll flip the second one. Relay is going to be late. Jackson beats it out. Fielder's choice, 2 gone. And that'll bring up Alex Avila. And time now for Lowe's Never Stop Improving stat. And we're going to talk about Mr. Avila. Everybody concentrates right on that batting average, but when you look at Avila, look how his on-base percentage has increased this year, and we're projecting all the walks that he will have, 72 by the end of the year.
He's really been swinging the bat well lately. And he got off to a sluggish start this year, but really in that Cleveland series, Avila was swinging the bat well, despite the fact the Tigers got swept, and he's already doubled in this game. And Bob Melvin just went out to have a conversation with Sonny Gray, and I'm sure he said pitch very, very careful to Avila, with Romine standing in the on-deck circle.
Well, Avila very nearly hit the ball out of the ballpark in his last at bat. It went off the top of the wall in left center. RBI double. 1 for 2 in the game. He's knocked in 13 now in the season.
As a hitter, though, even though you know the situation, you still have to be ready for that first pitch fastball just in case Gray tries to get ahead of you.
First pitch breaking ball dips low. Alex did not play in the opener yesterday. Brian Holiday got the start. Avila back in there tonight. .21 walks this year for Avila. That has helped out his on-base percentage. The 21 base on balls, the top total on the Tigers team. Jackson again chased back. More action to the bullpen. Now Dan Otero has joined Fernando Abad. Here's the 1-0. Pulled foul. Look out right by Vizquel.
Jackson has been running a little bit more this year than last year. And this is a situation where they would try to steal a base, although Gray does a very nice job at getting the ball to the catcher, Jaso. But Jaso's numbers aren't good at throwing runners out. But if you opened up that base at first base, if Jackson was to steal, they probably would just go ahead and put Avila on. So for now, Jackson's staying put.
And Gray missing low and outside. 2-1 the count. Romine waiting on deck. We'll make it an even 100 now for Sonny Gray.
Most pitches Gray has thrown in a game this year, 108.
First time he's reached 100 in his last 4 starts. That's it for a strike, and now it's 2-2.
Nothing but breaking balls in this pitch sequence to Avila.
For the A's lead. We're in the 6th inning. A man on, 2 men out. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Avila down on strikes to end the inning. 5 strikeouts for Sonny Gray. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th in Oakland, with the A's still up by a run. 4 in favor of the Athletics, and as promised earlier in the ball game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag Detroit Fan Photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It is brought to you by AT&T. There come the A's now. They lead by a run. Max is still out there as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the bottom of the lineup coming up. Number 7 hitter Josh Reddick leads it off, and he looks at ball 1.
And Max had a nice clean inning in the 5th. It's the only inning he's been able to retire the side in order.
Strikeout, fly out in that 1-2-3 5th inning.
And we told you Sonny Gray about 60-40 in fastballs, breaking balls. Max, he's about 50-50 here this evening. Here is our Xfinity high-speed pitch. Max has topped out at 95 today.
Now the 1-2. Back out of play. Yet another foul ball. Back into the seats. Reddick had a single that started things off in the 4th, and right now the 4th inning is the difference in this contest. It was a 3-run inning. Callaspo also had a hit. He's waiting on deck. Lifted in the air toward right center field. Torrey is on the run. He'll cut it off in the gap. 1 gone. 5 in a row now retired by Scherzer after the Jaso home run back in the 4th inning.
Number 18, Alberto Callaspo.
Here is Alberto Callaspo. It's been a big night for Callaspo, the number 8 hitter, 2 for 2. He's got an RBI.
And something else they've done a very nice job of, they've forced Max into getting some balls up in the strike zone. They've flown out quite a bit, but they've also reached the seats once.
Strike 1 to Callaspo.
And here's the distribution of outs so far tonight. And there you have it. 9 flyouts against Max.
And Max quickly ahead 0-2 on Callaspo. One and 2 the count. Callaspo was a solid pickup by the A's at the deadline last season. They got him from the Angels, and he hit .270, hit 5 home runs. Knocked in 22 in half a season with the Athletics. And he takes it outside. 2-2 the count on Callaspo.
He's the kind of guy that the Athletics look for. Switch hitter, pretty good swing from both sides. Doesn't strike out all that often.
Again, driven to right field. Hunter on the run. Another fly ball out. 2 gone. Well, Thursday, June 5th, the Tigers will take on the Toronto Blue Jays at 1:08. First 15,000 fans receive a free Max Scherzer 2013 Cy Young Award bobblehead. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or check it out online, tigers.com, for more info.
5 putouts today for right fielder Torrey Hunter.
Including each of the last 3 outs. There's Eric Sogard, the number 9 hitter. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Kinsler, great play. Off balance throw is high. Safe at first base. Sogard, who went diving in head first.
That's a real nice play by Ian Kinsler, ranging far to his right to backhand the ball, then throwing off balance from basically underneath. And because he threw from underneath, and the ball kind of was elevated, Miguel did climb the ladder, but not before Sogard sliding in head first with an infield single.
Two-out base runner now for the Athletics. Sogard 1 for 3. It's going to bring up Coco Crisp. 1 for 3 for Coco. Had a double in the first, but nothing going on since. Sogard has 4 steals this year.
Oakland has a pretty good percentage when they do decide to steal.
There he goes. Now he puts on the brakes, throw back to first. Ooh, he just got back in there.
That's good heads up play there by Avila. Sogard took off, didn't get a very good jump, therefore put on the brakes. Scampered back to first base. Good firm throw by Avila. And by the time Miggy grabbed it and then wheeled the glove around, and that right hand of Sogard got back in there. Oakland has stolen 30 bases this year as a team, and they've only been caught 3 times.
One ball to no strikes on Crisp. Fly ball. Shallow right field. Kinsler going back, calling for it. And that will end the inning. So nothing comes of a 2-out infield single. 6 in the books here in Oakland. A's by a run. A strange situation there. Thanks, Keats. We appreciate it. The Tigers here have been able to kind of gut their way through 6 innings, and now Dan Otero in a wall side windows pitching change will come on. They'll try their luck against him.
He's already thrown 31 innings this year, which leads all major league relievers. So Bob Melvin has leaned on Dan Otero quite often so far here in the first couple of months of the 2014 season.
Romine leads it off, and he looks at a strike. Sonny Gray done after 6 innings of work in this one. Dan Otero facing Romine, Kinsler, and Hunter in the 7th inning. No hits tonight for Romine. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout, ground out. And he'll send that one foul off the end of the bat. No balls, 2 strikes.
Otero does his best work against right-handed batters. And left-handers are hitting over 300 against him. The next 3 batters after Romine are 3 righties: Kindler, Hunter, and Miguel.
1-2 the count. Last year, Otero began the season at AAA Sacramento, recorded 15 saves and an ERA of under 1. Then he got the call up in June to the big league. It's rolled foul.
He's got a nice little sinker, and he works off of the first base side of the rubber. And then the angle that he throws from and the natural sink he gets on his fastball, it tails on the outside corner against the left-handed batters. He's about as far on that rubber as you can get to the first base side.
Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Jed Lowry has the easy hop. One gone here in the 7th.
Here's an example of the sinker ball. And because of where he stands in the arm angle, this ball just tails on the outside part. Look at the movement on the pitch. Man, oh man. It's amazing what some of these guys can make the baseball do at this level.
Well, Otero not only had a really good season in the minors last year, earning his call-up, but when he got to the big leagues, did really good work as well. Had an ERA of 1.38. Part of a bullpen that has been a strength for the Athletics, and it remains a strength. Their bullpen leads the league with a 2.87 ERA. So not only is their rotation awfully good, but the bullpen has stepped up as well. Pulled to third base. Nice backhanded play by Donaldson. Kinsler is out, 2 gone. He's 0 for 4 tonight.
And Donaldson known more for his offense than his glove. He's already made 8 errors from that third base position, but that was a nice play by Donaldson.
That will leave it up now to Torrey Hunter. 1 for 3 tonight for Torrey. 2-bagger his first at bat. And Otero missing low, 1-0. .272 on the season now for Hunter. Drives this one in the air to center field. Ball is hit well. Chris going back. Track. Wall leaps. Can't get it. That ball is out of here. It's a home run, and Crisp running into the wall may have hurt himself.
That's straight central. Right over the 400-foot sign.
A 2-out solo shot to tie this ball game up. Number 7 for Torrey.
This bullpen is real good that the Athletics will run at you, but the Tigers, they had a different look in their eye today after not having a good week played of baseball. They were determined to try to win this ball game tonight. A great effort by Coco Crisp in center field, who makes plays like this. But he got too close to the wall, and when he elevated, he jumped right into the wall with that right shoulder. Didn't allow him to jump as high as he wanted to jump.
Hunter hits number 7. We are tied at 5 with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And Miggy looks at a strike, 0-1.
Was it here, a couple of years ago when Crisp robbed Prince Fielder of a home run on just a sensational catch in center field?
Yeah, and it was earlier this year that he robbed Kyle Seager of Seattle, and he jumped into the wall and suffered a strained neck, and it looked like he may have aggravated it on that leaping play. The one he took away from Prince that was a spectacular play.
It was made early in the game, too. Like the first inning.
Hunter all smiles right now. He's just tied this ball game up, 5-5. Line drive to right field, sinking and caught on the run by Reddick. Inning over. Tigers tied up though. 2-out solo shot for Torrey Hunter, and it's a brand new ball game.
Fielders in this game here tonight, and Jackson nearly took a home run away from Moss yesterday. You saw Jackson didn't get close to the wall, so he was able to elevate. Chris got too close to the wall, jumped right into the wall. Therefore, Coco wasn't able to elevate. But a perfect example there of what you have to do when you're trying to rob a guy of a home run. And of course, Torrey Hunter has robbed a lot of home runs in his big league career.
5-5 ball game. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Ian Kroll has checked in now for the Tigers. He will get an inning's worth of work here in the 7th. And Derek Norris will pinch hit for John Jaso. And Norris looks at a ball high, 1-0. Here are the numbers on Ian Kroll in the Wallside Windows pitching change.
He has been used quite often this year in his first full season in the major leagues.
Derek Norris hit a grand slam yesterday in the 8th inning, and he looks at a ball inside.
And we told you Oakland, they used the platoon here at 4 different positions. Catching is one of those positions. Jaso started against the right-hander. Now it's Norris against the left-hander. And both their catchers are having a really good year.
Norris ahead 2-0. Scherzer goes the first 6. Gives way to Kroll here in the 7th. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0 on Derek Norris.
That is something that Kroll has not had an issue with this year, and that's the base on balls. In 23 games, he's only walked 3.
Righty's hitting .306 against Kroll. Lefty's just .206. Here's the 3-0. And he lost to on 4 straight. So the leadoff man is on.
That's the only batter that Kroll will see here tonight.
Tigers have had Albuquerque warming up in the bullpen. And Al is about to come into the contest, it appears. So Kroll faces one batter, the pinch hitter Norris, and he walked him on 4 straight. He'll give up the baseball. We've got a pitching change here in Oakland. We shall return. Al Albuquerque is on for the Tigers now, facing Josh Donaldson after the leadoff walk. Line drive dropped by Kelly, but they're going to get the force at second base because the runner Norris had to hold up. So it'll be a force of Norris at second, 1 out. Ball hit hard at a diving Don Kelly, who stayed with it
Now batting first baseman.
Albuquerque hung a breaking ball to Donaldson. Donaldson was all over it. Kelly was falling down ball, and when his elbow hit the ground, the ball fell out of the glove. It was going to be one out either way.
Now Brandon Moss. Ball 1 to Moss. A couple of strikeouts and a flyout tonight for Moss. Not a very good game, but those at-bats against the starter, Max Scherzer.
Max struck him out a couple of times on real good changeup today. Max had a good changeup, but didn't have the great command with his fastball tonight. Second consecutive outing that Max did not have good fastball command.
It has popped up into foul ground. And caught. Ooh, what a tough play.
Don Kelly.
Wow, so Kelly diving play at third, the play before that, and shifting against Moss, goes into the bullpen to haul it in.
That's dangerous because this is one of the only ballparks, and they also in San Francisco where the bullpen mounds come into play. And Don Kelly, when he made that play here, had to run right on top of the mound. So you're running on grass, then all of a sudden you're running on the dirt, and you're also running uphill, so to speak.
A pop up to 5 in the scorebook, even though it was caught in foul territory down the right field line. Go figure. It's the new baseball world in which we live. So here is Cespedes now. 2 outs, runner at first base. Cespedes singled, scored a run in the second. Looking all the way, and it's a strike. 0-1 fastball from Albuquerque.
I guess Cespedes wants to hit that slider. He took that first pitch fastball. They're going to go for another fastball. Vita trying to stay one step ahead of Cespedes.
Missed it high. That one in 94. Fernando Abad has been warming up for the last couple of innings. He's still throwing. Did you hear the booing that they were showering on Albuquerque when he came into the game?
Yeah, we were wondering, what did Albuquerque do?
And then we thought back to the playoffs last year when he kissed the baseball. And A's fans remember that well.
Yeah, he kissed him goodbye.
Avila blocks it, and the count goes to 2-1. Tigers have tied this game in the home run by Torrey Hunter. It's been a back and forth ball game all night long. Cabrera and Hunter with home runs for the Tigers, and 2-run shot by John Jaso for the Athletics. Neither starter, Scherzer or Gray, still around in this game, and neither was particularly sharp tonight. Well, the fans are really going to get on him now. $21,549 in the Coliseum tonight. Strike call. 2-2.
I don't know why Cespedes continuing to look for the Albuquerque slider, and he has taken 2 fastballs that have been right down the middle. He's going to get that slider now. We'll see if he can hit it.
Here it comes. able to spoil it back in the seats. Yoenis played 8 years in Cuba before coming to the United States a couple of years ago. This is his 3rd season now with the Athletics. Jed Lowry waiting on deck. Driven on a line to left field. Martinez reaches to make the catch. Ooh. Looked a little bit tricky, but that's the final out of the inning, and to the 8th we go.
Job. I mean, I watch him hit. He's so mental at the plate. He's thinking the whole time. He manages his at-bats very well. You know, the first time I ever really saw him play, I think he came down to AAA somewhere in 2011. And I'm going, okay, you know, everybody says this guy is good. Didn't really get to see him play enough there, but over the last couple of years, you know, not that it matters to him, but I'm impressed.
Well, a really good switch hitter in his own right, Chili Davis, the hitting coach for the A's, talking about Victor Martinez, whose career numbers as a designated hitter pretty good.
Yeah, Chili started his career out as an outfielder, but then he was moved to designated hitter later in his career, and Chili had some outstanding numbers as a DH, and he knows how difficult it is to maintain that swing from the left side and the right side. He had a lot more power than Victor, but Victor much better with his average than Davis was.
So Martinez, and Kelly here facing the new pitcher, the lefty Fernando Abad has come on for the Athletics. We're in the 8th inning in a 5-5 ball game. Martinez sends one back to the screen, 0-2. Here are the numbers on Fernando Abad.
Another member of that very good bullpen that the Oakland Athletics will run out there against their opponent on any given night. 24th game now for Abad. He checks in with a 2.21 ERA and about a 6-1 strikeouts to walks ratio.
Victor down in the count, 0-2. Norris remains in the game, and he is catching. Ball low. Abad coming out of the Washington organization. He came up originally with Houston in the big leagues. 39 appearances last year with the Nationals. In his first year now with the Athletics. High towering fly ball center field. Crisp is under it, and that'll take care of Martinez. One gone in the 8th.
Nice job there by Abad getting Victor Martinez out on his front foot. And that's the reason why Victor popped that ball up.
Number 28, J.D. Martinez.
We were talking about Chile. I think we got his numbers as a DH for you. Or we did.
Here's J.D. Martinez.
Martinez has had a good day. And Brett Osmond started him against a hard thrower. And it's Sonny Gray, and he got 2 hits against Sonny Gray.
What a third one right here.
And then we might see Coco Crisp trot out of that. Our version of Coco Crisp, that would be Rajay Davis. He's a good base stealer, too.
Oh, no, I'm talking about hitting it over the wall.
Oh, that's what you want?
That's what I want.
Oh, okay.
Let's not leave anything to chance.
We work with that.
This Park went over that 362 sign in left center. 1-1. J.D. Martinez.
Abad's got a pretty good arm. And fastball will top out at 96. 93 is the average. He's got a curveball, and he also has a changeup. Throws his changeup mostly to righties. And there it is. Turned it over. Fastball, actually.
2-1. J.D. got himself an RBI double in the first. And that provided his 11th RBI of the year. That got the Tigers their second run in the first inning. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Been back and forth since. And now it's 3-1 on J.D. Martinez. Don Kelly waiting on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And he walked him, so Martinez is on now with 1 out. Third time he is able to reach tonight.
Here comes Rajay.
So Davis now warming up. And he will pinch run for Martinez.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Running for Martinez, Rajay Davis.
We told you that both Oakland catchers, offensive-minded catchers, they do call very good games, but neither Jaso nor does Norris have very good numbers throwing out base runners this year.
Luke Gregerson warming up in their bullpen. And we'll get a conversation on the mound now with Abad. Hey, by the way, join us again tomorrow. The Tigers continue this series with the A's. Our coverage begins at 9 with Tigers Live. Tigers and Athletics tomorrow at 9 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit. So Castellanos picks up a bat, and Nick will pinch hit for Don Kelly.
Your attention, please.
Here's Derek Norris's numbers. He's caught just 9% so far this year. 2 of 22. But Abad being left-handed, it may not allow Davis to get as good a jump as he would get against a right-handed pitcher. But everyone knows why he's in the ball game.
And it gets away from Norris, and that'll be an easy way for Davis to get to second.
That's what speed does. We've already seen a couple times this year where Davis didn't even have to steal the base, but an error by a pitcher trying to pick him off at second. Or in this case, Abad really rushed his delivery, and then Norris boxed it up and allowed Davis to get down to second anyway.
It has been ruled a pass ball. So the Tigers now have the go-ahead run at second base, and a chance for Castellanos to give the Tigers the lead again. Big swing there by Nick.
I'm kind of surprised that defensively up the middle right now, Sogard, whose job, his responsibility is keeping Rajay Davis close, really not playing all that close to him. Should Davis entertain the thought of stealing third, which he's been very successful doing so in his career, he might have an opportunity to get there with just one out.
Castellanos this year is 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter. He does have a pinch hit RBI. And right now trying to deliver the go-ahead run in a 5-5 game in the 8th. Outside. 2-1 on Castellanos. Rajay Davis, the pinch runner, after J.D. Martinez walked. Now the inside part of the plate, and Castellanos didn't like that call. Davis goes to third.
He is such a thief.
Rajay swipes third base, and now that go-ahead run just 90 feet away.
That's what happens as a catcher if you just get in a habit of just simply lobbing the ball back to the pitcher after the ball's been thrown. Davis knew that because he'd already watched Norris do it several times. And then finally, once he does it this time, he knows he's going.
Now the infield is in for the Athletics. 2-2 the count on Castellanos. Nick fought that one off. All he needs now is a deep enough fly ball to score the run. Altuve has 17 steals. Davis now has 16 in 19 attempts.
Davis now 81 of 89 in steals of third in his major league career too. 81 of 89.
Inside. Full count, 3-2. Austin Jackson waiting on deck. His threat started for the Tigers with a one-out walk to J.D. Martinez. Emergency hack there again from Castellanos. Like he double pumped with the bat and fouled it off.
Breaking ball was so slow at 74 miles an hour, he had an opportunity to load and then reload again. Looked like he also went to a 2-strike emergency hack there. He didn't even strike, he just kind of spread out.
Bouncing ball foul. Number 9 in this at bat is about to come home. An 8-pitch at bat so far for Castellanos. Abad taking over here in the 8th after Otero pitched the 7th rather, and Otero gave up a home run to Hunter to tie the game. And there is ball 4, and so the second walk in the inning now for Abad.
That is something that Castellanos has done quite a bit of lately. He's been walking quite a bit. Here is the Nissan drive of the game, and it happened just a half inning ago against Otero, who was in relief of Sonny Gray. Torrey Hunter straightaway shot to center field over the 400-foot sign to tie the score.
And Abad is not going to survive after his second walk. He'll be taken out of the ballgame. Jackson is due up. And so we will step aside. Another pitching change here in Oakland in a 5-5 game. Has just walked in a pinch hitting role, and he continues to make some strides at the plate.
Take a look at what he did in his first 38 games. Only 4 base on balls for Nick, but in the last 3 games, a total of 5 free passes. So he's doing a better job of recognizing pitches.
Meanwhile, the A's have gone back to the bullpen. Luke Gregerson has come on now, the former San Diego Padre.
Well, what Bob Melvin is hoping for here is a ground ball. Gregerson, 53% of the outs that he records are on the ground, and this situation calls for a double play for them. That's why Gregerson is in the game going up against Jackson.
Jackson is singled for 3, trying to break the tie here. And Austin steps away from a breaking ball up and in. Gregerson appeared in a ton of ball games with San Diego. In fact, one year, a couple of years ago, 80 appearances out of their bullpen. One and 0 on Jackson. Singled, scored a run in the 4th. Bouncing ball to short, deep in the hole. Lowry fires to second, one relay to first. Not in time, and the Tigers have taken the lead.
Gregerson did get the ground ball, but because their shortstop Lowry had to take about 4 steps to his right, that pretty much took the double play out of the equation. Jackson with his speed able to beat it out, and Davis also with his speed basically being able to create a run for the Tigers there to take the lead. That's a nice job by their second baseman. However, Sogard turning this one over, getting it on its way to Moss, their first baseman. Close play, but Jackson, good speed.
Clearly safe at first base. Even if the A's wanted to challenge, they couldn't. They lost their challenge earlier in the game. So here's Alex Avila now, 6-5 in favor of the Tigers. And Avila looks at strike 1. Tigers have their 8th inning guy getting ready. That's Jabba Chamberlain. He's been warming up since the beginning of this inning.
It was a mistake when Abad walked J.D. Martinez and Davis trotted out of that Tigers dugout.
Avila lines it toward left. That'll go foul. 0-2 on Alex. Otero, Abad, and now Gregerson out of the bullpen for the Athletics. It's a bullpen that has been the best statistically in the American League, but they have given up a run here in the 8th, and they gave up 1 in the 7th. Swing and a miss, and Avila is down on strikes to end the inning. But the Tigers take the lead with a run here in the 8th. Rajay Davis alertly swipes third base, and then comes around to score the ground ball. The Tigers have taken the lead. On our way to the bottom of the 8th inning, Tigers have a 6-5 lead. Time now for the T-Mobile game changer. Rajai Davis certainly made his presence felt.
Well, Abad rushed his delivery to home plate. Therefore, the ball was thrown at the bottom of the strike zone with Rajai standing on first. He got to second. Then he watched Norris, their catcher, continue to lob the ball back to the pitcher. So he stole third, and he was able to come home on the ground ball by Jackson. Nearly a double play there thrown by Gregerson.
Rajai will stay in the game. He'll play in left field for J.D. Martinez. Castellanos remains in the game. Nick will play third base, and Jabba Chamberlain is the new Tigers pitcher.
Well, he has 9 holds already this year. He's been the one that's been responsible about the last month for getting the ball to the closer, Joe Nathan. And he's pitched well. A 1.42 ERA for Chamberlain in his last 13 games, racking up a lot of strikeouts with a very good breaking ball, slider and curve.
Jed Lowry leads it off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-5 in favor of the Tigers. And Chamberlain throws a strike. Fastball on the outer edge, 0-1. Lowry had an RBI double back in the second. He's 1 for 3. He's knocked in 20 now this season. Way inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And if all goes according to plan, Jabba here in the 8th, Nathan in the 9th, but right now they are protecting a slim 1-run lead. In there for a strike, much to the chagrin of Jed Lowry. Does not like that call from Angel Campos. Nice frame job there by Avila.
Yes, it was.
Here's the 1-2. Ooh. Just outside, 2-2.
Job a couple years now removed from that Tommy John surgery, and that velocity with his fastball has come back. And he can get up to 95, 96 on occasion, touch 97.
Drilled on a line to left, but right there is Davis. 1 out. Here's Josh Reddick. Careless whisper. Here come the saxophones.
Josh Reddick.
They get in the mood, don't they?
Dude, this is one different place.
That's
man.
dangerous out there.
This is one different place. That has popped up. Third base side, Castellanos to the grass, 2 gone.
If we ever come here and have a day off, we're going to go out there and sit with those people.
Oh, we've got to. That would be a blast. And we might even make it back. Who knows? Hey, by the way, fans, you can follow every Tigers game with MLB.com at bat, their favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, and a whole lot more. Download to the App Store or at Tigers.com. 2 up, 2 down. Here is Callaspo. In for strike 1. That fastball at 94 from Chamberlain. Good night tonight for Callaspo. 2 for 3 with a double. He has knocked in a run. He's also singled. Now Jabba quickly ahead 0-2. He's looking for a snappy 8th inning here.
Jabba's thrown a total of 8 pitches, 6 of which have hit the strike zone.
Outside 1-2.
That last fastball was by design, changed the eye level of Callaspo. I don't know exactly what he will throw here. But Callaspo, pretty good contact hitter, doesn't strike out very much. Chances are he'll put it in play somewhere.
Should Callaspo reach, Sogard do next as Sean Doolittle is warming up in their bullpen. Sogard, the number 9 hitter. little bit outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. Athletics on their bench still have Gentry, the speedy outfielder, Kyle Blanks, who homered in the ball game yesterday. Nick Punto, switch hitter, still on the bench. And it's pulled on the ground to first. Miggy on the backhand. Chamberlain covers, and Jabba with a 1-2-3 8th inning. Nicely done. Let's go to the ninth. Runs a couple of days ago, and he is no longer in the Big Apple, but here in Oakland it is 6-5. The Tigers have the advantage as we go to the ninth inning. We'll see if they can build on it now as Andrew Romine leads it off. It'll be Romine, Kinsler, and Torrey Hunter facing the right-hander, and it's outside. The ninth inning is underway. Luke Gregerson is still out there. Got the final 2 outs of the 8th. Romine, couple of grounders and a strikeout tonight. Missed it up high. 2-0 on the number 9 hitter, Romine. Tigers tonight have 6 runs on 9 hits in this contest. They got 1 in the 7th to tie it up and 1 in the 8th to go ahead. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now on Romine.
Pretty big swing there by Romine. Not a power guy. Therefore needs to shorten up a little bit here with 2 strikes. Make sure he gives himself a chance by putting the ball in play.
Down he goes.
He had his hitting streak snapped here today.
Well, maybe. Romine 0 for 4. That'll bring up Kinsler. Ian has, speaking of hitting streaks, gone 0 for 4 tonight. His 11 gamer is on the line. A couple of grounders, pop up and a fly out.
Both guys would gladly trade those hitting streaks in for a victory here tonight.
Swing and a miss. Sonny Gray, Max Scherzer started this one, but neither was especially effective. Bullpen's deciding this one tonight. Here's the 0-1 to Kinsler. Inside.
Change up there by Gregerson.
Here's the closer, Joe Nathan, warming up. He wouldn't mind another run or two here.
For sure.
Grounded foul. Well, we came into this one, Rod, thinking it might be a long night for the offenses based on what Scherzer and Gray have done this year, but not so.
Yeah, both gave up 8 hits. Max gave up 5 runs. Sonny Gray, he gave up 4. Neither pitcher will factor in the decision here this evening.
And a swing and a foul tip. And Kinsler's saying that ball hit the ground, apparently, but he's not going to get the call by Angel Campos. And now here comes Brad Ausmus to say the same thing, asking, please ask for some help. Kinsler was pretty adamant that he fouled that ball off. And not straight into the glove. I don't think Campos, though, is going to get any help on this. Here's a better look.
Number 48, Corey Hunter.
Yeah.
Looked like he caught it.
Yeah, I think he caught it cleanly. I think it's a good call by Angel Campos.
Yeah, the dirt. We saw some dirt fly up, but I think that dirt came from the glove of Norris as that ball took his glove down to the dirt.
So it's an 0 for 5 night tonight for Ian, and now here is Torrey Hunter. It was Torrey's home run in the 7th inning and tied it up. 2 out, nobody on. He hit a solo shot off Dan Otero. Big swing there by Hunter. Athletics will have 9-1-2 in their lineup due up when we get to the bottom of the 9th. And right now it's a 1-run lead for Detroit. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball foul. 1-2. See if Torrey can get it to Cabrera for another at bat. Lifted in the air to center field. That's playable for Coco Crisp, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Gregerson here in the 9th. That means we go to the bottom of the 9th. Closer coming on. It's Joe time.
And A's headed to the bottom of the ninth with the Tigers up by 1 and Joe Nathan on the mound. 3 more outs. And we'll be talking about a big post-game win as the Tigers try to break out of this little funk they've been in over the last week. When this one's over, we'll be inside the office talking with Brad Osmus. We'll get a word from Max Scherzer on his start tonight. And Torrey Hunter, maybe his big home run, will be part of what propels the Tigers to a victory tonight. Try to grab him inside the clubhouse as well. All that and a whole lot more coming up with John Keating, Craig Monroe, and myself and the rest of the crew here in Oakland. But we've still got 3 more outs to go. So upstairs we go. Mario and Rod, bring us home, guys.
All right, Trent, thank you. Here is Joe Nathan. He will try and record the save now here in the 9th inning.
Good career numbers against the Oakland Athletics. The ERA for Nathan just a shade over 1 against the A's.
Sogard, Crisp, and Norris are due up, and they are not very good against Nathan in their careers. Hopefully these numbers hold up. Sogard leads it off. It looks at strike 1. The bottom of the 9th is underway.
That first pitch thrown by Joe Nathan. Castellanos at third base. About 3 steps in on the grass. Anticipating a possible bunt from Sogard in his direction. That is always risky when you play your third baseman in this close, this late in the game. Especially with a guy like Sogard who can simply slap it right past you.
Little pop-up back a second. Kinsler runs it down and holds on.
What a play. Great range displayed there by Ian Kinsler. He is 0 for 5 at the plate today, but this may be the biggest play of the game right here, keeping their leadoff hitter off the base paths in the 9th inning. Well, he lost 15-20 pounds in the offseason, and we can really see his athleticism. He is playing like he was a 21, 22-year-old.
Kinsler with a dandy play to start things off here in the bottom of the 9th, and now Coco Crisp will stand in there for strike 1 on Crisp. Double and 4 at bats tonight for Coco. 2 more outs to get for Joe Nathan. In search of his 12th save, and it's off the plate.
That is a perfect example why you don't take your at-bats out to play defense with you. If Kinsler would have been thinking about that last strikeout, he doesn't get that good a jump on that ball. He doesn't make that play.
Here's the 1-1. 2-1 the count on Crisp. Kroll out of the bullpen tonight along with Albuquerque. Java a 1-2-3 eighth, and now Nathan in the 9th, and a bouncing ball, diving stop at first. Nathan covers for the out. 2 gone.
Tigers defenders flashing some leather here in the 9th. Couple of steps and a dive by Miguel to his right. He knows Joe Nathan's going to be there, so he simply shuffles with one knee on the ground accurately, and to get the speedy Coco Crisp.
And their last chance now is Derek Norris. This is his second at bat. He came out as a pinch hitter back on the 7th and walked. Norris hitting .316 this year. And Nathan throws strike 1. Tigers 1 out away from their 29th win of the year. They came in at 28-19. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Norris. Josh Donaldson would be next if Norris is able to keep it going. Norris will step out. Nathan 11 saves this year. One and two.
Good fastball upstairs, right by Norris.
Nathan tied for 4th in the American League with his 11 saves. Ball high. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Athletics looking for a glimmer of light here. Nathan has gone full. And the crowd now trying to help out Norris. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and Joe Nathan nails down his 12th save of the year. And the Tigers come up with a couple of late runs and win this one 6-5.
This was a hard-fought baseball game by 2 really good teams. Tigers able to get back in the win column.
So the Tigers even up the series with a victory here tonight. They get a run in the 7th, they get a run in the 8th, and they make it stick. The bullpen does the job tonight. Nathan gets the final out, and it's 6-5 Detroit.